Started right now. All right, guys. So first, I just want to say thank you for jumping on this Zoom. I decided to start out the new year with a bang. I really have some big goals in this business. I have some big goals for you guys as part of my team. And all of you are on this Zoom because you want to reach the level of diamond or above in this company. Diamond is our first leadership level. We have emerging leaders, which are Ruby and Emerald. Our diamond leaders are where basically Mark Pentecost says it's our license to print money. And it really is true. Diamond level is where you start making as much as you would doing a full-time job. That's big money, you guys. Like diamonds average around $1,900 a month. So when you're thinking, around $500 a week, that's really full-time job level and income. I mean, this is when people start thinking, wow, I can possibly replace a job or a part-time job, or I could do this full-time. And I want you guys to really be focused on what it takes to get to diamond. So first, what I always start with, and some of you guys who have been with me for a while, what am I going to say? I want you guys to be writing your goals down. So the first thing you want to do is you're starting a new year and you're saying, okay, I want to reach diamond. I want to reach double. I want to reach triple. I want presidential. I want ambassador by the end of the year. What are you going to have to do to get to that point? Your goals, meaning your income goal, meaning your steps to success goals. Your goals, meaning, what do you want to accomplish financially? Do you have a certain amount of income that you want or need to be making by a certain time this year? So if you have short-term goals, write those down. Short-term goals meaning anywhere between now and the next 6 months, I would say. Longer-term goals, we're looking towards the end of the year, maybe 2 years out. And so all of those can be different. I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, but if you don't have goals and you don't have something written down, you will not go anywhere in this business. This business is all about goals, putting it out there, speaking it into existence, and getting to work doing what you need to do to accomplish those goals. So all of that has to happen in order for you to get promoting in this business like to diamond or above. So are you willing? I'm going to ask you all right now, are you willing to commit to giving 110% of yourself to reach the goals that you want to reach in this company? So I am talking to future leaders in this business on this Zoom. If you are on here saying you want diamond, double, triple, presidential, ambassador, diamond, you are a future leader in this company. You cannot take that lightly. You have to take that seriously. You have to get to work and make that happen. So are you willing to commit to, giving yourself that time, and you're allowing yourself to be able to maybe make some sacrifices? Not maybe, you will make some sacrifices if you're trying to reach diamond or above. Are you willing to put some solid effort and commitment into reaching your goals? So think about that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Write it down if you're willing to do that. Write it down starting today, date it, January 11th, 2018. I am committing to reach my goals in this company. My goal is this by this date. And write it down. Next, and a lot of you guys know what I'm going to say, we have to get our minds right. We have to do personal development. If you are, no matter how long you've been in this business, if you are a brand new distributor joining us here on this diamond or above Zoom, congratulations, that's awesome. When I first signed up, I had a goal in my head of going emerald. So emerald was my first goal. I wanted $1,000 a month. Emerald is an emerging leader. I instantly put myself in a leadership mindset. Instantly. I also had a background of an MBA. So it kind of was easy for me to come by getting to that point, but you have to get to that point. If you want to grow into a leader, if you have a goal of becoming a diamond or above leader in this company, you have to have that mindset right now of being a leader. Do not be a follower. do not have an employee mindset. You need to say, I am going to be a diamond leader. I am a diamond leader in this company. I am a successful person. I will sign people who will work with me, that I won't have to pull along, that I won't have to drag along, that I won't have quit on me, or quit on themselves, I guess I should say, not quit on you, because that's up to them. So you want to get your mind right. Listen to The Strangest Secret. If you've never heard that, write it down. Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. This is from the 1930s and 40s, old school. But it kind of goes along the lines with The Secret. So The Secret is another one, which is great. It's kind of like more of a movie, a documentary. It's longer. The Strangest Secret is about 33 minutes long. You can listen to it every single morning. And some of you guys probably will need to. This business is not for the timid. It's not for the lighthearted, and it's not for the people who will get distracted and frustrated easily. This business gives you a thick skin. And I always question that when Stephanie would tell me that. Like, you're going to get a thick skin. You'll get used to it. And I'm like, how? I don't know, because I'd get so frustrated so easily in the beginning, because I'd sign someone up and they'd sign 2 or 3 people up and I'd get so excited, and then all of a sudden I didn't hear from them. You guys understand how that goes? I'm sure a lot of you guys do. That's going to happen on your road to diamond and double and triple and presidential and ambassador. It will happen no matter where you're at in this business. You have to get used to that fact that it is going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. So you have to stay the path. You have to stay on that path that you want to go. No one else is going to do it for you. If you have an entire leg quit, then you have to rebuild that entire leg. And we are always rebuilding. We are always growing. We are always focused on that next step. So that's where you need to be at, right? No matter where you're at in this business today, you need to already have that leadership mindset, and that I am going to get to diamond no matter what it takes. I am going to do the work that needs to be done. I'm going to bring my team that wants to come along with me. This is why I had this Zoom just for people who want to go diamond or above. There's over 1,000 people on that team page. I don't know how many we have on here now. 19. Good. Now think about it. I have over 1,000 people on my team page. There are 19 people on this Zoom tonight. That is probably right along the numbers of what you're going to experience in your business. Let's say you have 100 people in your downline. You're going to have maybe 1 to 3 people really working hard along with you. That's how it goes. If you have 10 people, you're going to be lucky to have 1 person going along with you hard. Okay? I was in that position. I was exactly where you guys were. I've been doing this 4.5 years. It's just because I've done it a little bit longer that I'm in this position right now. But I also have worked extremely hard every single day, and I have never given up. And I'm not saying that if you're not where you want to be, because I'm not where I want to be, but if you're not in that position that you feel like you should be in, this is what this Zoom is about. So hopefully that will help, okay? I really have been doing a lot of like soul searching and researching and trying to figure out and praying to God for the words that I need to say to you guys tonight. So I do have a few notes, so I'm going to look down every once in a while. The first thing you're going to have to do when you want to reach diamond, so besides getting your goals down, besides getting your mind right and listening to some, personal development every day, is to work with urgency. So you hear the quote, success loves speed. That is true in a lot of cases, because people in this business, if you go really, really slow, it's okay. And it's not a bad thing. But success, when people are building with momentum and when they're really have a lot of urgency and they have that excitement and they have that passion, you see it and you pick up on it, and your team will pick up on it. And it'll become like a locomotive, and it'll just keep going and going and going. So you've maybe have seen that, like with Sidelines or with, other leaders in the company, where all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, how are they promoting through the ranks so fast? And a lot of times there's that drive and that focus and that commitment and that urgency. and it just is like addictive, and it's, people just catch on to it so fast and you just take off with it. So are you working with urgency right now? Or are you working with, well, we'll see what happens at conference? This is the boom time, you guys. I mean, I just signed a freaking rock star distributor today. I know she's going to be a rock star. And I am going to be real for a second. I had a really crappy December. I had a crappy December personally. I messaged thousands of people. I worked my business every single day. I did not sign one distributor last month. Not one. And does that make me feel crappy? Yes. Does it make me feel like a failure? No. Because I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I've been consistent for 4.5 years. And I am not going to expect myself to be a mass enroller every single month. That's not who I am. I'm consistent, and I, on average, have filled out my steps to success almost every month since I've been in. But some months I sign nobody, and I'm normal, and I'm a person, and I'm a human, and that's okay. But the thing is that this person was actually someone from the esthetician show that we did in Florida that I talked to months ago. And she called me on the phone out of the blue and said, I know I wasn't ready at the esthetician show, but I'm ready today. And I've got my business in order and I'm ready to get started. So I spent like half hour on the phone with her and I signed her up, and I got off the phone and I'm like, what just happened? I've worked my business every single day. I've messaged so many thousands of people, and this person, God just dumped on me saying, thank you for being a good and faithful servant. I don't know what it was. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But the thing is the consistency, following up with people, messaging people, reaching out to people, letting people know you're there. You're still working this business. You're ready to bring them in with open arms. That's what you have to do. And you have to have that positivity, no matter how crappy of a month you're having, no matter how crappy your life is going. If you have a goal in your mind to get to that diamond level or above, you have to stay focused, and you have to stand your ground, and you have to keep going no matter what. So the second part, which I already kind of touched on, is you have to know people are going to quit. That's just normal. That's how this business goes. People are going to quit your business. People that you signed up that were maybe some of your best friends are going to quit. Maybe your upline is going to quit someday. Not me. I'm here forever. You guys are stuck with me. But maybe your upline. I see a lot of your guys' faces, and I see, some of you are way down in my downline, and maybe somebody between you and me are going to quit. And maybe that's the person that enrolled you. Maybe they're not as passionate about the business anymore. That's okay. You know what? If my cousin quit, if Stephanie Dunn quit this business, I would not quit. I've invested way too much. This is my passion. This is what I am going to do. Stephanie won't ever quit. But I'm just saying, this is my business. I'm not doing this to promote Stephanie. You guys should not be doing this to promote your upline. You should be doing this for yourself, for your family, for your future, for whatever your why is, whatever your reason is. You are doing this for you. So if your upline quits, if your upline stops working, who cares? Keep going. Find me. I'm here. Reach out to me. If there's no one between me and you, I'm here for you. So don't use that as an excuse to not work your business. Just because your upline stops working, you will always have the team page, that Destination Diamond page. You will always have that page. There's probably a couple other pages that you guys are a part of. So make sure you're using those, and don't worry about any of that, because people do quit in this business. Turnover is crazy in network marketing. You know why? Because people join, they think that it's going to be just taking a month or two of their time and they're going to be millionaires. Somehow that thought process has not left people's minds all of these years. This is not a get rich quick scheme. And I'm sure most of you guys who are on this Zoom understand that and know that, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to work for the income that you're making with this business. And the harder you work, the more money you make. So people join, not realizing that for some reason, and then they give up on themselves and say, it's too hard. I can't do it. Excuse, whatever they want to say. Maybe life happens. Maybe it just wasn't the right time for them to sign up, and they move on. And that's okay. Don't let that affect you, your mindset, your business, your trajectory, where you're heading. Don't let that affect you, because this company is going to bring us to over $1 billion in sales, and I want you guys to be the new leaders of this business. You can do it. You have to be ready and willing to sacrifice. So I did touch on that a bit. If you're not writing notes down, this is something you might want to just write down so you can look down the road and say, yep, she said this and it's happening. And that's a good sign, because that means I'm that much closer to diamond, double, triple, presidential ambassador. And I need to realize it myself, because every time I go to promote, it's a huge sacrifice to my family, to myself. I mean, no showers for weeks. I'm probably being extreme, but I mean, you're sacrificing time. You're sacrificing sleep. You're sacrificing date nights. You're sacrificing weekends. I mean, my gosh, when I promoted to diamond and double, I was working full time. So I worked Monday through Friday, and I was gone on the weekends doing parties every weekend. That's what it takes to get to those levels, you guys, for the most part. Very rarely does anybody promote solely on social media anymore. Very, very rarely. You're going to have to sacrifice your routine. So like right now, even now, I mean, this is business related, but Tom's putting the kids to bed. He's finishing putting the kids to bed, and I'm on here on the Zoom. So my kids are very routine based. You know, normally I put Cooper to bed. I lay with him every night until he falls asleep. I know it's extreme, but that's just what works for us. And, you know, you have to change your routine a little bit. You have to make some sacrifices. You have to be willing to maybe leave your family for a little while to build your business. And for me, my whole reason behind it, and my whole, okay, I can understand why I'm going to do this, is when I was promoting to diamond, and then when I was promoting to double, and realizing that this was going to be able to allow me to quit my full-time job, was the sacrifice of me leaving my family every weekend to do parties, and not putting my kids to bed, and not maybe being at a couple birthday parties, and maybe not, you know, being at a couple family gatherings. Was that worth it to me? Oh, yes, it was. Because now I'm going on 3 years of being able to work from home and have my kids with me every single day. That is worth it. That is worth anything. I would do it all over again. I will do it all over again, because I want to stay home with my kids. I don't want to have to go back to work. So I will do whatever it takes to be able to stay at this level and above in this company. So you might have to be at that point where you say, I haven't been willing to sacrifice. I'm not willing to leave my family. I'm not willing to, you know, dedicate some evenings for work and not sit around for family night, you know, in front of the TV. Or, you know, I'm not willing to go off and do rep appointments or parties across the state. Yes, I did that. We drove across the state to do parties. And it's like, you just have to think about what could you possibly do to grow your business. These are all just things that I've done in the past, but like, you know, I mean, a lot of our team grew, we grew at a weird time. We grew with one-on-one, like we grew with cold market, warm market, but we also grew a lot with social media. So there's been a lot of things that had to change within our team, and realizing, okay, it's not going to be all about social media. I'm not going to be able to get to ambassador solely off of social media. And the people who are sacrificing time, believe me. Some of the ambassadors that promote have still, like in the recent months, years, promoted on social media. are spending 16 to 18 hours a day on social media. I am not joking. Like Jade Hooper and some of those girls that you see and talk with, and Christina Watts, they are on social media all day long. And they have nannies for their kids and all that kind of stuff too. So that makes the difference. If you have kids around, or if you're busy, or if you work full time, I mean, that's virtually impossible to do. So let's think about what works and what's going to work for you feasibly to reach diamond or above this year, because that's what everybody's goal is. Going on to the next part here. This might be a little bit of a reality check, but if it's broke, fix it. So what does that mean? If it's broke, fix it. If you have been doing the same thing in your business over and over every single day, and you feel like you're working so hard and you're doing so much, but you're not signing anybody up, something's broke, right? Something's broken. If you are not consistently doing some work that you're getting people to sign up, and you're signing customers, and you're signing distributors, and you're doing parties, and you're doing events, and you're getting somewhere with it, awesome. But if you've been just saying, I'm posting every day and nobody's liking or commenting on my posts, or I've messaged 5 people and no one's responding to me, or, oh my gosh, I hear it all. Like, it's just like, you guys, if you're not getting anywhere with what you're doing, you need to switch it up and do something different. So what does that mean? If you're just like putting all of your eggs in the social media basket, you need to throw that out the window and you need to figure something else out to do. Ideas are blitzing, going out and actually talking to people. That's like old school stuff. That's how my dad, Debbie's on here too, but our dad was a salesman. They used to go door to door, knocking on people's doors and like saying, hey, you want to buy this thing, or you want to do this? I mean, it's like, that's really old school, but like blitzing, bringing your blitz cards, bringing your business cards out, talking to people, wearing your gear, doing things like that, trying to schedule appointments, going into businesses, going into gyms, going into hair salons, going into tanning salons, going into nail salons. I mean, right now that we have the keto stuff, going into chiropractors' offices. I mean, Nikki Moore, Ambassador Diamond, her husband was a chiropractor. Someone introduced this business to her, and she's an Ambassador Diamond. Would you like an Ambassador Diamond on your team? I would, like, think about all your different options that you can do besides just sitting at your computer posting on social media every day. I'm not saying don't do social media. I'm just saying social media is extremely hard to promote right now. The algorithm is constantly changing, constantly working against us. We're constantly having to change things up or refigure it out. That's not going to go away. It's just going to get worse from here on out. I want you guys to be successful, and I want you guys to reach your goals. And even I talked to Stephanie not too long ago, and she told me the same thing. She's constantly trying to switch it up on her social media because it's just, her algorithm is crap too. That's just how it is. And we either have to figure out ways around it, work harder at it, or do something else. So for me, it's just easier for me to do something else. Like I'm filling my books with events and parties and things like that. So expanding your cold market. I mean, a lot of you maybe have been sitting at that rank or at whatever rank you're at and just kind of spinning your wheels. If you've been doing that for 1 or 2 years, how many friends do you have on Facebook? How many followers do you have on Instagram? Have you expanded your market? Because if you're focusing on social media and you're really saying, well, I work full time and I can't do this and I can't do that and I really need to make social media work, you have got to expand your network. So if all of you guys are sitting on here, you should all have well over 1,000 friends on Facebook. Well over 1,000 friends. I mean, I'm at 3,300 or so, and I don't even work my Facebook that much, like compared to my Instagram and other things that I do. So there is no reason, if you've been in this business for over a year, that you should have over 1,000 friends. So working on your hundreds list, booking events. We talk about this all the time. Get on Craigslist, get on Google, book events in your area. There are tons of events going on, especially leading up into the spring. Bridal shows, health and wellness shows, fitness shows. I know that there's going to be some big runs coming up. Our keto line is going to take over and just explode in these areas. Already zone in on what you want to do once we leave conference, and you're have a whole bunch of new tools in your hands. So I don't know exactly what's coming, but I don't know if you guys saw my live, but Mark had held up 4 fingers on that Zoom. There's at least 4 new products coming, guys. There's new tools coming. The loyal customer program is changing. There are so many things coming. Get your stuff ready now. Expand your market now. Continue friend requesting and reaching out and networking and doing all those things. I love the power hours that we've been doing. If you guys are on this Zoom and you want diamond or above, you should be on every single power hour. Tiffany here was telling us that she does 1 to 2 power hours a day. And this is an ambassador diamond that, I would love to trade paychecks with. So if you know of somebody that you're following that you would love to trade paychecks with, see what they're doing to run their business. If you want to trade paychecks with me, you know what I do. But find somebody who you want to trade paychecks with and do what they do. So for me, I'm yeah, I want to trade paychecks with Tiffany here. I'll do 1 to 2 power hours a day. You can carve that time out in your day. In the morning, get up a little bit earlier and do it before the kids wake up. In the evening, go to bed a little bit later, or turn off your favorite TV show and just work your business. I did that every single night. I still do. After my kids go to bed, Tom leaves to go to work at 10:30 at night, I am working. Messaging, following, unfollowing, whatever you need to do. Do a power hour and just focus 1 focused hour of work every day. And do that. Make that a plan. Write that down that you're going to do that every single day this year until you reach your goals. So, what am I going to say now? Oh, yes. So anything of value takes time, right? Anything of value. So a relationship takes time. Friendships take time and effort. A business takes time and effort. This is your business. So think about it. Are you really committing the time and effort that you need to your business? Are you treating it like a business, or are you treating it like a hobby? I mean, be real with yourself. The past year or so, I feel like everything is slacked. I feel like I've slacked. I feel like nobody has really focused, or it's just kind of been I'll do what I want to do when I want to do it. No, I'm sick of that. I'm ready to continue moving on. And I want you guys to be at that point too. So get over yourself, say I'm going to do it, and do it. Don't wait for someone to tell you to do what to do. In this position, when you're saying I'm a diamond leader, I'm a double diamond leader, I'm a triple, presidential ambassador leader, nobody tells you what to do. You do the work because you want to do it and you want to achieve your goals. You don't sit around and wait for somebody to tell you what to say. You don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. You don't wait for someone to hand you a script. You just figure it out, you think it up, and you do it. So I know maybe you guys are seeing a different side of me today, but it's because I know you have it in you to be successful. And if you're on this, you're telling me you want to be successful. So you know what? I felt maybe it's time for a little bit of real talk. Maybe you need that, because I tend to be kind of dee, and it's not working. It's not working. So who wants to be the next person to promote on our team? I think all of you guys better be raising your hands, because I want to see some promotions this year. I'm ready for it. I know you're ready for it. So are you willing, like we talked about, so anything of value takes time. Are you willing to spend the time to get to a level where you're making $2,000 a month or more? Are you willing to put that time in? So a full-time job, on average, if you're working full-time, you are working 40 hours a week, right? If you are working 40 hours a week, you're bringing in on average around $2,000 a month or more. What if you put in 40 hours a week into this business? And I'm not saying 40 hours a week of scrolling on social media. I'm saying 40 hours of intense, focused work. You would all be diamond or above sooner than you realize. So I am not saying you have to spend 40 hours a week working this business. If you work full time already, that's kind of hard to do. I am just saying put that in perspective. If you want a $2,000 a month paycheck, you have to be willing to put that time in to earn $2,000 a month. So when you look at your commissions check from last month, you really have to sit down and say, did I put the work in to deserve this income? And most of us will have to say yes, because I didn't work hard enough. I could have worked harder. I could have signed more people. I could have messaged a few more people. I could have not had to go into that party or whatever. You know, I could have focused on working my business instead of taking the entire month of December off or whatever, you know, I'm just saying whatever it ends up being. So what does it take to go diamond? Most of you are kind of having an idea of what it takes to go diamond. Now, when you're talking, you know, wrap parties or one-on-ones or events, things like that, I'm really focusing on that kind of action, because for me, when I do a wrap party, I get results. I sign customers. I sign distributors. I like that. When I message 150 people on social media, I get no response from probably 125. And then maybe I get a conversation started with 25. That conversation might last me months. Months. I go do a party, I can fill a $400 in one night. What would you rather have happen? Especially if you have a goal of reaching a certain rank at a certain time. For me, I like the quickness of being able to be in front of people, talk to people, answer their questions, and sign them up on the spot. I can't stand, I follow up like crazy. But for me, it's harder to sit and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for months. I mean, I've had people that I've signed up over a year after initially making contact with them. And I do it because in order to be in a leadership level and stay there, you have to go and do all different types of things. You can't just put all your eggs in the social media basket. You can't just put all your eggs in the party basket. You can't just put all your eggs in the one-on-ones or blitzing basket. You have to do all of it. So for me, I will do all of it because I know that it will pay for itself and above. I'm willing to do the work because I know what kind of income it will produce. But you're going to want to focus on, you know, putting that action in. If you're going to be doing one-on-ones and parties, there was a presidential that was talking about what she did to go diamond. And I listened to her Zoom before I came on here because I wanted another perspective besides just me. You guys hear me all the time. So what she did in order to go diamond, she did 2 to 3 wrap parties a week. So like I was telling you, I was gone every weekend doing a party or doing an event. She was doing 2 to 3 wrap parties a week when she was working towards diamond. She was doing one-on-one appointments on top of that almost every week. She was also helping her team members with parties and one-on-ones. So as you grow your team, as you sign people up, as people are working underneath you, you want to help them because a diamond needs an emerald and a ruby underneath them. That's what a diamond is. One leg is an emerald, one leg is a ruby, and then you have 400 legs. That's what a diamond is. So in order to get to diamond, you need an emerald and a ruby, which are 2 emerging leaders underneath you. You need to be working with those people. So if you sign someone up and they're like, man, I have a party, I want to do this party, you go with them. That's your job as a leader. You know, you do that party with them. You help them get customers and distributors. That's what you have to do. That's what it takes in order to get to that level of diamond. You want to be transitioning into that leadership position before you are even in that position. So you are willing to do whatever it takes. You are willing to run with your runners, walk with your walkers. You are not sitting with your sitters at this point. You are focused. And if you need to leave people behind, you need to leave people behind. That's okay. Because if you don't leave people behind and you drag people along and you sit and wait for people to work, you will never get to where you want to be. I will tell you that right now, because I spent too many months sitting with people that I was hoping would continue working and want to go and do something, and I had belief in them, but they didn't have that belief in themselves and they weren't willing to work. And I wasted a lot of time. So now maybe I've grown a thicker skin. Maybe I'm meaner. Whatever it takes, I don't care, because I want to become debt free. I need to make a certain income in order to do that. And then I want to be able to give freely to anybody and everybody who needs me and who needs my help. That's my goal. So if I need to be leaving people behind in order to reach my goal, then so be it. And you guys need to have that same mindset. You need to go work with those people who want it. If you have nobody on your team that wants it, that means you are that person. You get to work. You do the parties. You sign the people. And eventually you will find someone who will run with you. I know you will. Focus on your steps to success. I didn't even mention that yet, but that's the whole core and basis of this company. Print them out right now. If you have not printed out your steps to success this month, you need to print it out. You need to be looking at it every single day. That is how we grow our business. That is how you will get to diamond, double, triple, presidential ambassador, and that is how you will stay there. If you are not filling out your steps to success, like some people get to diamond and they are filling out their steps to success up until they reach diamond, they hit diamond and they're like, woo, I made it. And they just don't do anything after that. That doesn't work. You know, we have to keep working in this business if we want to keep growing in this business. So for me, I am working towards my steps to success every single month. Just as hard, especially when you're working towards a new promotion, just as hard as you were when you first signed up, if not harder. Because now you kind of know what it takes to do that. You know how many people you need to talk to. You know how many people you need to message. So you kind of are getting smarter about it. You're working harder, but you're also working smarter. So if you can't figure that out, you need to reach out to somebody to help you. And I'm very happy to help you guys figure out what you need to do to fill those steps to success out. It could be just that there could be a little bit of a, mindset thing. It could be a little bit of a numbers issue. Maybe you're not reaching out to as many people. Maybe you're not talking to as many people as you need to be. Maybe you're not doing enough parties. Maybe you're not booking any events. It really all depends on the person. And we can work with you to make that happen, but you have to be willing to put that work in to do it. And if I tweak something and if I come back and say, do something, maybe try this, maybe do that, do it. Because if I'm telling you that, that means someone told me that and I did it and it helped me and I was successful, and I want you guys to be successful too. So do the work and be willing to take the constructive criticism to get to where you want to be. So I reach out to Steph, not a lot, but I do when I need her. And she knows that she can tell me how it is. If I'm not doing something, if I'm slacking, if I'm whatever, if I'm complaining, she'll put me in my place. And I want to be that person for you guys. Like, I'm not going to be mean, but I want to help you guys get to that level that you want to be. That's what we are. We're a team. We work together. So if you guys aren't successful, I'm not successful. No matter if I continue growing in these ranks, I want the people that have been in this company with me 2, 3, 4 years. You guys need to get to the levels that you want to be at. What is holding you back? What is preventing you from getting to that next level? We need to figure that out. So plug in. Every single one of you guys who are here, are saying that you want to be a leader in this company, you need to be at events. You need to be active on team pages. You need to show up so that your team sees you and knows that you're there and you're ready to take this business to the next level. You want to be around like-minded people at all times. For me, that's huge. I mean, this is a mindset business. If your mindset's not where it needs to be, you are not going to grow, no matter how much you want to. It's going to be very difficult if your mindset is not right, if you have doubt in yourself, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you keep saying, I can't, if you notice that those are the words that are coming out of your mouth. That's where you need to get around like-minded people and be around people who will pump you up and say, you can do this, or just be inspired by hearing stories. Getting to those one team, one missions, the trainings, conference. Every single one of you guys should be going to conference. So, if you guys are having questions, I see one person has a raised hand. Please, are you guys able to chat? Okay, you are, but there's nothing in there. So if you have any questions as I'm talking, I just have a couple more things to say, or maybe you're just like stunned and like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? So another point that I want to make, and I've already talked to you guys about this, but include your upline in your goals. So I am some of your direct upline, and I am some of your in-between direct upline. Maybe you have some uplines in between us that aren't really working, or maybe you have uplines in between us that are working. Include your upline in what you're doing, in your goals, in your dreams, in your focus. Like, I want to be your motivator, and I'll be your counselor if you need it. We all need a counselor every once in a while. But communicate with us. Communicate with your upline, because otherwise I don't know who wants it and who doesn't. And I remember Stephanie saying that a long time ago. And from that point on, she knew that I wanted it. And she has never doubted in her mind that I've wanted it since then. Because I have always made it known to her that I am focused. And how? You participate in the team pages. You show up to events. Like I said, you plug in. You keep in that regular contact and be held accountable. Like, I had a really crappy month. I didn't sign anybody. What do I need to do to change this? Give me some ideas. Give me some pointers. I am more than happy to do that for you guys. And some of you do, deep down inside, you know what you're not doing. You know what you need to be doing, and you're just not admitting it. So maybe you need that reality check of just like talking to somebody and saying, I don't know why this is holding me back. It is. Tell me why I need to get to that next point. You should all have your whys burning so deep inside you that you don't need somebody to cheer you along to your next rank. But if you aren't there yet, maybe you need to reevaluate your why. That could be it too. If you're on this Zoom and you're saying, I want to be diamond or above leader, you should have a strong enough why to know why you want to be that at that point. It might be an income range. It might be a rank. It might just be saying, hey, I made it. I did this. Just like I was able to accomplish this even though the world told me I couldn't do it. That might be you. But whatever it is, reach out to your upline and let them know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you want to do it. We can help you. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're communicating, because I think that's one thing that tends to drift away, especially as our team's getting bigger. I don't hear from people. And I remember Steph saying that, reach out to me, because people think that everybody's messaging me all the time, but they're not. I'm lucky to get 20 messages a week. And that's not much when you have a team of well over 1,000 people, So reach out and use us. So lastly, I want you guys to be excited. There are some huge, huge things coming. You don't even understand what's coming. This whole business is going to change. We are going to still have the wrap. We're still going to have all the products that brought us to this point, but we're going to have so much more. And you guys could all transition from where you're at now I hesitate to say it because I'm almost in disbelief myself, but you could become a millionaire if you work this business hard enough. Even Michigan is wide open right now. Like, we did that bridal show last weekend. There were people at our booth that had never even heard of It Works. You guys, this company started here. The 3 black diamonds that originated from this company are within an hour drive of my house. Steph and Joel live like 6 minutes away from me. And if we encountered people in our own backyard that had never heard of It Works, you guys have a freaking wide open market where you're at. Even if you don't think you do, you do. So just get out there. Get out of the bubble you're in. Get out there and talk to people and meet people and get to know people and just speak it into existence that you're going to make this happen. There's huge, huge things that can happen when you believe it and when you speak it into existence. So I'm going to read the comments here. With vendor events, I've heard different things on doing a drawing at your table. Some say anyone who passes your table to sign up. I also heard only have people who want a one-on-one to sign up. How do you do the drawings at your table? Well, it's different for every event. We just did a bridal show. Bridal shows are completely different than regular vendor events. And we actually learned as we did it because Debbie and I have never really done a bigger bridal show. So we went Friday night, started the bridal show, and we had people passing our booth, going like around our booth to go to the people next to us because they had these like gift bags, stupid little cheap gift bags, black and red polka dot gift bags. They didn't even know what was in it. And they were passing our table to fill out this whole entry form so they could get a freaking gift bag. Brides want free stuff. So write that down. Brides want free stuff. If you're going to do a bridal show or a booth at a bridal expo, you are going to want to have freebies to hand them. What we did is went home and like piled all of our stuff together. Another reason to always have product on hand. And yes, Kristen, everyone wants, that's Kristen, right? KDC, Kristen. Everyone wants free stuff, but like, it seems like the brides really, really want free stuff. We've been successful with the other ones, not necessarily handing out freebies to everybody. So like, if you're like worried about doing a vendor event because you think it's going to be too expensive or too costly because you have to hand out all this free product, I mean, why not? Why not have samples of greens or something like that available? But like at the bridal show, we had, we got these little bags at the dollar store, put in 1 packet of greens, and some of them we had 1 packet of Wow. Because you have mother of the bride, you have all that kind of stuff, who want to wipe out wrinkles and have a nice, clean, smooth complexion for the pictures and stuff. So 1 sample. And you can even, right now, the old greens are still on the website, you guys. Buy a bunch of the old greens. Less than $1 a sample. 80 some cents. And it's a tax write-off. So get whatever. Stock up on that kind of stuff that you can sample 1 little sample. Greens chews are okay, but they are expensive. I kind of think of like price per one. So the most cost effective is usually like the Wow or the greens or something like that. Put them in there with a Blitz card or a business card. You can staple it if you want. Put it in the little grab bag. Now, as everybody's coming up to the table, ooh, grab bags. I want something free, So they're walking up to the table. Hey, you want a free sample? Of course, no one's going to say no, right? So this is how we got them in. Okay, just fill your name and phone number on this little drawing form here. Put your name and phone number on that, and then you can take your pick. And some of them, Debbie had this genius idea. I have to give her the credit. She took a little piece of paper like this and, wrote on each little spot, free sample session, free spa party, free, wrap appointment. So yes, you might be giving a couple wraps away. But do you get where I'm going with this? You're going to do one-on-ones. You're going to do parties. That is how you get the business out of these vendor events. You don't just have people sign up as loyal customers and distributors at the event. That is rare. It does not happen all the time. Every once in a while, you can sign up a handful of customers. But for the most part, it's going to be about getting the leads. And what did we just talk about earlier? Expanding your network. This is expanding your cold network. Okay? So, yeah, get some little grab bags together at any event. I mean, even like we're talking, coming down the road with the new keto products. I don't know what they're going to have, but geez, you go do a marathon, set up a table at a marathon. Some of you guys are runners. Get some freebies out there. Get some green samples. They're going to need to take those greens detox, once they get that lactic acid build up and get rid of that stuff. Like you always have to be thinking. You always have to be innovative with this. So Andrea, okay, good. Yeah, I'm doing a bridal show on Sunday and this is what I did. Did you show? Oh, she has something. Can you guys see that? Andrea has it looks like a little green grab bag. It looks like some Blitz cards and a sample. Wow, perfect. Yes, exactly. That's what we did. And my gosh, you guys, this is just a part of my stack of leads, hundreds of leads. You can't probably even tell how many I have here to message. So it's awesome because it's all new blood coming in. These are all new people that I have never contacted or connected with before. You want your business to constantly be fresh. You don't want to constantly feel like you're reaching out to the same people over and over and over again. So this is going to be in a brand new 100s list for me. Brand new. Totally different than what I have. And, that is how you're going to keep bringing customers and distributors into your business. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions so far? Does this make sense, or does this seem overwhelming? I mean, I want you guys to see, hear what I'm doing and hear what I'm saying and say, that's doable. I can do that. Because a lot of you guys are diamond or above or have reached diamond at one point. You can freaking do it again and again and again and again. You can go double. You can go triple. You can go ambassador. If you have gone ruby, you can do any of these levels. Because if you can build a ruby, you can build a ruby again and again and again and again and again, and that just leads you to ambassador. So I want you guys to understand, just don't stop. Keep going. Keep that momentum going. Be excited, and just know that huge, huge things are coming with this business, and you have all of the tools you need to do it. So plug in on team pages. Be active. Help each other out. Post questions. Post ideas. If you have something that works for you, share it. Why not? We all help each other, and that will help you gain influence if you help somebody else. So that's what becomes an influential leader. Not somebody that keeps everything to themselves and hides everything from everybody. That's not an influential leader. That's not our one team, one mission mentality. It's when you share it and when you open it up and you give to others. That is when you're going to receive more. So remember that too. If you have something that's working for you, be excited and share it with people. We're not going to steal things from you. We're all going to learn from each other, and we're going to grow that way. So use the team page. There's tons of files in the team page. Make sure you're going back and looking at that. A lot of people tend to forget about that after years go by. There's tons of power hour ideas in there, guys. We're doing our own team power hours, but use those to do your own individual power hours at home. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and do some work that way too. So if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to end it because it's been an hour and I don't really want to keep you guys much longer. So I will be posting this on the team page. So if you guys have any questions or anything, you already got permission from me on this Zoom to be reaching out to me. I will be more than happy to help you guys. So I love you all. I believe in you guys. I know you can do this. And I am ready to rock this year out. I don't know about you guys, but I am so ready to do this. All right. I see some smiles, some thumbs up. Awesome. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for jumping on.